Hello, welcome back to Shelf Life and Death. As you can see, I've sort of changed the name of this channel and this little, I guess, show that I'm doing. Just because honestly, we're going to be talking a lot about death too, and frankly, I just like shelf life and death. So let's get a move on with today. So what I'm doing today is mystery. And it was like an extra mystery novel too, because like I'd never seen this before. I'd never heard of the author before. And once again, it was one of those like awesome Black Squirrel secondhand book finds. So I was perusing there with one of my coworkers one day, and if you go down in the basement, I swear I need to do a field trip to this place, like for you guys who haven't been there or don't, if you don't live in Ottawa or something like that. I have to do a field trip to like my favorite secondhand bookstores in Ottawa. But the Black Squirrel would definitely be at the top of that list. And while they've done a lot of really nice work on the main floor, it's, they're bringing in a lot of newer stuff. And, it's starting to look like I don't want to say a chapters, but a little bit. Super nicely, like well organized and everything up there. You can still find some great secondhand books and stuff, but it's a little more mainstream. Go down the basement, that's where you find all the really neat stuff. Like there's just still shit piled down there and boxes and stacked up, and it's a little bit of a hot mess, but it's like such a fun hot mess. So I was down there, and this is what caught my eye. It was not even in a mystery section. I think it was actually in like the art section, the drawing section, or like something like that. Anyways, and this caught my eye, this cover. So, I mean, smoky lamps, skulls, strange murders at mansion sounding houses. And I was like, I'm just going to take this. I don't care. And so, Strange Murders at Greystones. And this is by Elsie N. Wright. And this was published in 1931. So it's got like a little bit of neat little Art Deco decoration kind of going on here. And it's got that like lovely sort of funky old book smell. And you know what I'm talking about. Not quite mildew, but kind of there, dusty, musty sort of. So yeah, published at 1931 as part of sort of like a publishing houses used to do like series of books, like, oh, if you liked this book, like try these other ones in our mystery section kind of thing. So what this turns out to be, I went in obviously blind, and I hoped for the best, and I was actually super pleasantly surprised with it. I thought it was just going to be like a terrible sort of hack novel kind of thing, and it sort of like really sucks you into like the early 30s period, right? So what this is about is this girl and her fiance. Her father is not very well liked. He's like this rich magnate, owns the police, runs the papers, that kind of thing. Nobody likes him, and he is found mysteriously murdered in his home, Greystones. And her fiance comes under suspicion, and he's a reporter for the newspapers. So what's really cool about this too is that, I mean, what entered into it that I wasn't expecting was a supernatural angle. Um, and that sort of like came out of nowhere. Like I really sort of expected this to be like a, very, it's a very sort of like detective noir, and it is, but there's actually nice humor in it as well too. Like some of the repartee between like Polly and her fiance Jack is like quite witty actually. Um, and there's a lot of twists. Like I thought this would be, easy to sort of figure out who done it, but the author just like keeps throwing stuff at you like left, right, and center, and you're just like, but what? So it's a locked door mystery. It's like a too many suspects mystery. There's like a good subplot with sort of a not crooked cop, but I mean, like this was the 30s, like the way they treated prisoners was questionable, the rubber hose method kind of thing. And also because it's in 1931, there's definitely like some, I'll say, like racial aspects of this that are not flattering. Like the old sort of black servant lady who's like, "Oh, Lozzie, Lozzie, the devil, he's come to get us," and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, it's you kind of have to look past that. But apart from that, and sort of the descriptions of what cops kind of used to do to their prisoners, not very great. There was actually a lot of pretty good violence in this book as well too. I mean, like we're talking like really graphic descriptions of gross stuff going on. And like nobody is spared. I mean, like, okay, like I guess a bit of word of warning. There's like some animals in this that come to grisly ends, like dogs specifically. So if you're a little sensitive about something like that, you might kind of want to gloss over those bits. Um, but this goes into like some really neat stuff as well about there's like hidden passages, there's like surprise characters, um, and it turns out to be not so supernatural as it's presented, but you really have no idea like what it is instead. It was really out of left field. More twists than an M. Night Shyamalan movie. If you're a fan of his or not a fan of his, like the guy knows how to throw some twists in, right? But yeah, this was an amazing read, and I actually like powered through this in I think 3 days, 2 3 days, something like that. It was a pretty quick read. I mean, like there's not a whole lot of text on the pages, and it's printed a little big or whatever. Um, but it's a really good read. If you can find it, I don't know if you can find it. I haven't looked up to see if Elsie N. Wright has written anything else. But I was impressed actually. If she has written any other like um, murder mystery type stuff around, 1930s, like I would definitely go and find that. Because I'm sort of a sucker for the detective noir genre as well too, and I know that didn't like really come into its own for another like maybe 10 years or so. Raymond Chandler, bless Raymond Chandler, and like Dashiell Hammett and all that sort of stuff. I'll be covering like Raymond Chandler at some point because he is the master uh, of the detective noir. But yeah, so Strange Murders at Greystones by Elsie M. Wright, 1931. Awesome little cover. I wish there were illustrations in here because I'm sure they would have been sweet, but no. Check it out. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll be coming up with some more mystery stuff, Sherlock Holmes related, in the next video. Stay tuned. Oh, also, this is kind of weird. I just wanted to like show that this is like one of the very first shirts. Here, I'm gonna like stand up for you. This is one of the very first things, if I can, I ever bought off of eBay. So like you know how old this shirt is, and it was like something that someone in England had like made. But isn't it like absolutely gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous from the movie poster. And it's even got like little grommets on the back that you can like lace up. But yeah, I might have put on that little COVID weight there so it ain't laced up. But yeah, this shirt, I love it. Remember when eBay was a thing? Yeah. I'm old. Anyways, see you later, guys.